Welcome to Morocco, North Africa's country of vibrant colors, bold flavors, and unforgettable experiences. This November, we were lucky enough to spend a full week exploring this incredible country with our kids. In today's video, we're taking you along as we wander through the bustling souks, explore the red city of Marrakesh, ride camels and ATVs over dunes, relax on the beach towns near Agadir, and learn to cook traditional Moroccan food. It was my first time on the African continent, and what an introduction it was. We flew direct on Ryanair out of Baden-Baden Airport, which is about an hour and a half of Stuttgart. Ryanair isn't exactly generous with baggage, but we bought the Family Saver package, and I'm proud to say that even after all the souk shopping we didn't pay an extra cent beyond that package. We landed in Agadir and took a taxi to our Airbnb, which was just a short walk from the beach. After unpacking, we walked down to the promenade for dinner and sunset. The beachfront is lined with a beautiful walkway, hotels, and restaurants. The next morning, we visited the famous Souk El Had, the largest market in Agadir. Fresh juice, colorful rugs, baskets of spices, donkeys pulling fruit carts, light filtering through the rafters onto sleeping cats. It was like stepping into a living kaleidoscope. After wandering the market and eating some tagine, it was time to give some bartering a try. Before going in, I had done some quick research on ballpark prices for the items that I wanted to buy, and then I started my bartering at about half or three-fourths what I was willing to pay. In Morocco, they use a Moroccan dirham, which has a nice easy conversion rate of about 10 dirhams to $1. After some successful negotiations, we dropped off everything at our Airbnb and headed to the Medina of Agadir, a reconstruction of the original Medina. This place was such a surprise, and we ended up spending the rest of the day here. There was also a wedding happening in the main square, which was fun to watch, and the Medina itself wasn't crowded at all. We explored the beautiful alleyways, found a playground, walked a peaceful path full of roaming peacocks, and even commissioned a beautiful sculpture from a local artist. The next day was the start of our time with Morocco Tours, with whom we had put together an itinerary about 2 months before our trip. This company was recommended to us by another military family, and I'm so glad we went with them. Our guide Mohammed, whom Levi lovingly named Merhaban, was knowledgeable, kind, and an excellent driver. I felt completely safe with him. We started at the Timolan Dunes, about 90 minutes north of Agadir, where we rode ATVs, visited scenic viewpoints, and finished with the camel ride I'd been looking forward to. It was definitely bumpier than expected, but so much fun. Afterwards, both kids conked out in the car, and we stopped at a nearby surf town for dinner. On this drive, we passed by so many argan trees. This area near Agadir is the only part of the world where argan trees naturally grow. So of course there are several cooperatives selling argan products. The next morning we headed for Marrakesh, with a stop at Paradise Valley, a narrow canyon filled with small restaurants built right along and inside the river. It is also a really popular cliff jumping spot. Also, fun fact, it is here that I learned that dates grow on palm trees, something that I probably should have known about before now. The backgrounds gave us incredible views of rural Morocco, although the winding roads did give the kids a bit of car sickness, and so we had a few extra stops and outfit changes along the way. Once in Marrakesh, we settled into our Airbnb, which had a private garden, a heated pool, and the most peaceful atmosphere. We ended the night with takeout and pool time. The next day was a guided tour through the Medina, starting at the mosque that was built in 1158. Then through the Jewish quarter, Bahia Palace, and finally, Jamal Fna Square. It wasn't the most kid-friendly tour, and we had lots of cracker breaks, but we still learned quite a bit. We had lunch on a rooftop terrace, then dove into the maze of the souks. The next morning, we joined a local family for a cooking class, learning how to make Ryan's favorite, chicken tagine, along with multiple side dishes and a dessert. We loved learning about the spices and the techniques. We also learned that their oldest son had just moved to Stuttgart for university, so we FaceTimed with him and made plans to meet up back in Germany, and bring him a few gifts from home. On our final morning in Marrakesh, which was also Thanksgiving Day, we checked out of our Airbnb and met up with some friends from Stuttgart for lunch at Le Jardin du Lotus, a peaceful garden oasis hidden just off a busy street. They had the best guacamole I have ever had. After lunch, we made the 3-hour drive back to Agadir for our early morning flight. This was definitely the most unique trip I've ever been on. Ryan and I are already planning our future visit to the Sahara Desert once the kids are grown. I'm so grateful we had the chance to wander the souks and bring home a few special pieces that will always remind us of this soul-filling family adventure. Thanks for coming along, and stay tuned for our next video where I'll show you everything we bought in the souks during our visit.